The moment when Antonio Tajani from the centre-right European People's Party became the new man in charge. Congratulating him, his predecessor Martin Schulz, the German socialist who's leaving after 5 years at the helm, even though his party's candidate Gianni Pitella was defeated in what was a bruising contest. As Schulz exits stage left, the changing of the guard at the European Parliament is completed.
Il Presidente!
This election was really a battle between two Italians, but it started off as a contest divided up between 6 candidates. After 3 rounds of voting, it was down to Gianni Pitella on the left and Antonio Tajani on the right. In the end, Mr. Tajani came out on top. Tajani's election marks a clean sweep for the centre-right grouping in the EU. As well as the Parliament, the Commission is headed up by Jean-Claude Juncker and the Council by Donald Tusk, all in the EPP.
We fought the monopoly, but we weren't able to win. But we fought strongly against the monopoly, and we will fight again.
So who is Antonio Tajani? Well, he's certainly a familiar face around the Parliament, but he cut his political teeth as a spokesman for the controversial former Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi.
He's loyal, he's a coalition builder, he's a very honest person, he keeps his word. You can feel it, all the different groupings in the European Parliament. If you ask them, and particular members of Parliament, what they will say about him, is not only me, is that he is a man that he keeps his word. And this is essential now.
It's this approach that eventually won Tajani the support of other conservative groups.
I think Tajani would be a better chairman for us in the Parliament for 2 reasons primarily. One, he has promised to be more of a Speaker of the House than a Prime Minister. We need a more neutral conductor of business. And the other thing for a conservative mind is that it's better to have a centre-right person in the chair than to have a leftist as Schulz. So for those 2 reasons, we ended up in the last round supporting Mr. Tajani's candidacy for the presidency.
Mr. Tajani's in-tray is already pretty full, countering the rise of Euroscepticism ahead of elections in France, Germany and Holland, coping with any new wave of migrants and, of course, Brexit, although he won't be the man leading the negotiations on behalf of the Parliament. That will be done by the Liberal MEP Guy Verhofstadt. How do you think Antonio Tajani will respond in terms of Brexit?
I think in terms of rhetoric, of course, he will subscribe to the standard European position that they are opposed to Brexit. They think it's a disaster. They're going to punish us. They're going to expect to see us perform very badly. That will be what he will say. I think actually he's much more measured and pragmatic.
So Mr. Tajani will most likely be the man in post here at the Parliament in just over 2 years' time, when the sun sets on the UK's negotiations with the EU over its exit. And MEPs from the remaining 27 member states will have a vote to ratify any deal that's been agreed.